Howdy, folks, and welcome back. Hope you're blessed and doing okay out there. Well, for today's video, I present to you Baldwin diesel locomotives. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with the Baldwin company or what exactly they did. Let me rephrase that. I'm not too familiar with Baldwin's history. I know they were a locomotive company for a fair number of years, and they don't exist anymore, but they made some very interesting engines. Their steam engines were pretty cool, and so were the diesels. Most notably the Centipedes and the Shark Nose. Anyway, let's take a look. Well, I forgot to grab something. Alright, got something to prop the book up if there's a glare that gets to be out of hand. Baldwin made a variety of diesels, trying to keep up with the streamline age. There's a table of contents right there of what you're going to see. Baldwin, the man, the company. So this gives you a bit of background history about them and what they produced and how they got started, basically. There's a book out there called The Locomotives that Baldwin Built. It's a pretty good book. I recommend you check it out. The diesel comes to Eddie Stone. So here are some of Baldwin's early box cabs, it looks like, and what they designed. Kind of remind me of the VO 1000 that was built. So I have to make a little adjustment there to myself. Baldwin and the diesel. So like everybody else, Baldwin decided to make yard switchers. And, well, they kind of looked like the EMD locomotives of the day. Everybody was basically doing the same thing, copying each other's designs, but trying to make them, well, different. Much like with steam locomotive production, there was a lot of competition with diesel locomotive production. People say they're the best, buy from us. There's the Centipede. A very unusual looking engine, but somewhat successful, I guess you could say. It takes a lot to make a steam engine. Well, it also takes a lot to make a diesel. There's one of the Shark Noses right there at the top. That is one of my favorites that Baldwin made. Pardon me, folks. There's one of the transfer engines that are made for small yard moves. This book actually has some pretty cool pictures of the factory. Now there's a Shark Nose next to the Aero Train. They actually look pretty similar in design. Baldwin's finest. They made some pretty cool engines, it looks like. Well, that's a double header. I was going to say that's one long engine. Sorry guys, no love narration on this video. I'm not exactly sure how successful Baldwin was with their diesel engines. I know their steam engines did pretty well. That's a pretty industrious looking locomotive right there. I'm actually impressed by that. It looks like a variety of herds purchased these engines too. If you know how well they did, the Baldwin Locomotive Company, let me know in the comments down below. I am curious, how successful were they with their diesels? I do know that some companies did well like them and some were a bit late, like Fairbanks Morse. Fairbanks Morse still is in business, but they make marine engines. Their diesels didn't quite catch on. Second, please, guys. From a giant to a lightweight. Indeed. The centipedes were pretty light and had the most wheels of any diesel locomotive built for the American Railroad. What makes them also unusual is that the trucks all articulate. They're not fixed. Well, let me put it this way. If you have a Lionel train or an MTH train or any O-gauge train that's rear for that matter, the snowplow is now attached to the locomotive. Typically, it's attached to the front truck. It's not accurate, as we know, as it is with a real locomotive like an F unit or a GP unit or even a Dash 9. However, on the Baldwin Centipede, this truck is not connected either with the snowplow is not connected either to the engine. It's made the turn with the truck for tighter curbs. So I guess you could call it a real-life toy train if you want to. Only a few roads ever bought the Centipedes. In fact, they're classified as DR 12-8-1500s. They each produced about 1,500 horsepower. The Union Pacific was going to buy 2 of them, but they never did. However, thanks to Lionel, MTH, and Bravo Limited Imports, they made 2 models with the numbers the Union Pacific was going to get. So it's kind of a what-if model. Now here's some of their layer streamliners, as y'all can see. They look kind of like F units. I'm not really sure what these are called. Like I said, guys, I haven't really done much research on the Baldwin Locomotive Company, so I'm not going to say something out of place, you know. But these are not centipedes, I know that. I know about their centipedes, their shark noses, and some of their steam engines they made. Oh, there's New York Central right there. Beautiful. New Haven. Tales of the Golden Goose and Bullbird. Well, they must be talking about these transfer engines like that one up there for the Santa Fe. Like I said, guys, I apologize for the lack of narration and the unfamiliarity of these locomotives. Eddie Stone's triplets. Oh my. Yeah, like I said, guys, I really don't know much about this company. But I do like what they made. Like Alco, EMD, and GE, they put out a variety of locomotives and paint schemes for different railroads. Well, the ones that bought them, that is. I often wonder how many of these engines were sent off internationally besides to Canada and Mexico. I know Australia has a couple of Gevos. South America has some engines that were built by us as well, but did anybody else in the world buy our trains? But that really does get to me sometimes. These pictures are pretty rare, though, nonetheless. Feel free to pause any time I make these videos to read about this stuff. Like that one right there at the top. Pretty cool. New triplets. I really have no idea what he means by that. I just know these engines are pretty neat. How many of these are preserved, guys? I'm not sure. If you know, tell me in the comments. That's pretty neat there at the top. I like that paint scheme. Ah, Nickel Plate Road. I always liked the NKP. The reason I'm not narrating very much, guys, is because I'm tired too. The Hauling Fool. Watch where you're going, you fool. I think those are shark noses there. Yeah. Now those I do recognize. They were very interesting engines. Okay, so some of those might not be shark noses either. It's actually not a bad name for an engine. I like the NYC and the New York Central ones, but Lionel's done some fantasy paint schemes like a Santa Fe shark nose. That would have been cool to see. I think there might be a shark nose or two preserved. Yard goats with road switcher shoes. Well, like everybody, of course they had to build yard switchers. You know, I guess back then with all this competition, it was a swing and a miss with what you bought for your railroad. Some bought from EMD, some bought from GE, some bought from Alco, some bought from Fairbanks Morse, some bought from Baldwin, and, well, some bought from all of them, just trying out to see what worked the best. Bound for foreign shores. Okay, well, this answers my question. I guess some foreign countries did purchase some Baldwin locomotives. How about that? That one looks pretty cool down there at the bottom. Very nice. Production list. There's all the information you need right there. Sorry guys, I don't want to leave short-sighted by skipping a page. There's the index. And this book was made by Kallenbach Publishing. There's some other publications you can get. I have these two, which you'll see or you may have already seen on my channel, but I would like to have the rest down here, including this one on Steam. Alright, y'all, not a bad book. Pretty interesting, and again, I apologize for the lack of knowledge. Till next time, please like, subscribe, and comment. Be safe around trains, and may the Lord bless you. See y'all next time.